So Nathan, you see, football politics, it's even more dangerous than national politics.
Than politics.
Oh, Nathan. Look, football politics. You see people. Look, I've seen a contestant giving all the assurances that, oh, we are with you, only for football people to turn up on voting day and show him Pepe. Oh no, Nathan. And even to the extent that even those who promised him they were going to vote for him were heard on radio criticizing their opponents, criticizing passionately, making cases why opponents shouldn't come into power. But on election day,
and you've seen this happen.
Nathan. Look, on election day, when somebody moves around with the money bag in a sandpit, everybody's mind changes.
So now, when the money bags,
when you not at physicists and surgeons, post-question that election.
Yes, the one that brought Kesukeku into office. Yeah, I remember
Jesus
that.
Christ. Did you see what happened there? Did you see the movements?
What were the movements?
Did you see the camp movements? Did you see the phone calls? The corner meetings? And the people who were having the bag under the armpit?
The bag under the armpit once I didn't see, but I saw a few of the side meetings.
That's what I'm saying now. Look, football politics, it can kill. That's why somebody can sit in a chair and put his hand on his chin like this. Say, hey, football people. So
what is it about?
Don't mind him about that. So Nathan, and that's why you see, I'm not surprised those in the opposition are not coming out to speak in their numbers.
Yes.
Nathan, it's hard. It's hard. So
they wouldn't want to speak.
So you see, this one, everybody will say, oh, let the chips fall where they may. But I'm hoping for something. I'm hoping something would happen that day. I'm just hoping something out of the ordinary would change the minds of people for them to believe that, look, let's stick to our eat. Let's just stick to our eat to make sure whoever comes in, that's a good job.
Okay.
After it is gone. You see this thing about aligning calendar with CAF so that people's FIFA council ambitions will be enhanced, people's ability to become CAF president or FIFA president. No, look, Nathan. Those things come automatically with the kind of job you do for your country.
Okay.
They come with the kind of service you render your association. When you are doing well, and your federation is doing well, it speaks for itself. Okay? It speaks for itself. You will not be the person to champion your own cause. People see what you are doing. People identify with it. And people say, look, I think this guy is good enough to occupy position A, B, C, D. It would come.
And you don't think that you will be handed that position simply because you have an association backing you?
No,
because some people make that argument. Remember when we spoke to Ibrahim Sanida? His argument was that you cannot move higher up the continental and to an extent the world ladder. You can't move up if you don't have a base. He cites Amaju Pinnick, for example, who wanted to contest and then was no longer NFF boss, and he said he had to pay premium.
You see, Nathan, Amaju Pinnick was not barred from contesting the FIFA Council rule because he didn't have an association.
Okay.
Amaju Pinnick, per the criteria set out for the contestant, or the eligibility criteria, was not barred from contesting because he was not president of a federation at the time. Okay. Amaju Pinnick still had the chance to go and seek an election.
Okay.
To seek to be elected, to go into an election, and he did go. Nathan, what do you do when you're looking for positions like that, you go and lobby, right?
Yes.
You go around and campaign.
Yep, you do.
And on election day, people would vote for you or vote you out. Is that not the case?
Yes, it is.
So, you may not be the president of the Ghana Football Association, but because of what you've done, because of your own relationships, because of how well you were able to convince your colleagues, they can say, oh, well, we still think that Nathan has something in him, and Nathan should go to the FIFA Council. So Nathan goes to the
Sporty FM.
FIFA Council, not because he's the FA president, but because he's a football person and people have confidence in him. That is how it plays out. So Amaju Pinnick, if he had won, he was not affiliated to the NFF.
Okay.
But he would have gone in there because of his works. His works would have spoken for him. And that's what I'm saying now. Look, if anybody wants to go to FIFA Council, the requirement to go to FIFA Council is not that you must be the president of a federation. Okay? That is not the requirement. Otherwise, Pinnick couldn't have had the chance to contest.
Okay.
You get it. So you can still go. But let your work speak for you. Build your phone book, build your contacts, build your relationships. So that when it's time for voting, those relationships can come out and help you. Unfortunately,
So it's not necessarily because...
No, it's not necessarily because Pinnick lost that election necessarily because he was not an NFF president. No. You see, that's why I'm saying that. Let your work speak for you. Let people see that, yes,
You are
we
working.
still trust in this man. Despite the fact that he's no longer president of a member association, a national association, he can still deliver A, B, C, D. We trust him. We believe in him. So that ascending to those rules, the prerequisite is not you must necessarily be a president of a national association.
Okay.
That is not the case. Otherwise, Pinnick had no business contesting for that FIFA Council seat. True or false? So Nathan, that is what I'll tell those who are making that argument that you have to be a member. No. It doesn't work like that. Let your work for you. Let your work speak for you.
Quite interesting. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send me your thoughts. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. There's a WhatsApp message here. One WhatsApp message has come through. Let me go through that. My producer, if you can give me that WhatsApp message, I'd love that. Very interesting WhatsApp message. Okay, it talks about George Free and what. You remember the George Free story? Yeah, he said he was going to petition the government. Okay, let me read this. Let me read this. This one says, government can never interfere in the GFA's decision to extend the term limit to 3 if members accept the proposal. People forget that the GFA is an independent body or association. Can government interfere with the decisions of the Ghana Bar Association or GPRTU if those bodies vote to extend terms of their leaders? Says Joseph Freer should know better. Government does not pay the GFA or its staff. That's coming from Kofi in Accra. Interesting thought. That's why I asked that question, really, that how will all of this be done? Because we do know. That's why yesterday I was asking a lot about the GFA's legal identity, its legal persona, what the GFA means in law or in the area of law. What can the GFA do or cannot do, and what it means in the area of law. That's why I asked that question. So it's a very interesting point. I don't know how George Freer and his friends want to go about the petition. Okay, I don't know how they want to proceed with the petition, but we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see.
You see, Nathan, let me take you back one step.
Okay.
When we went for the FIFA Council election,
are you still telling us about football people and their
Let me take you back one step. When we went for the FIFA Council election, Idris Diallo, who is he? Ivory Coast FA president.
Yes.
He did not win. Okay.
Okay, the president of the Ivorian Football Federation. He didn't win.
Augustine Emmanuel Senghor, Senegal.
Yeah.
He did not win. Lydia Nsakira, Burundi. Aisha Johansson, Sierra Leone.
Yeah, Aisha Johansson, yeah.
All of them didn't win. The closest anybody came to breaking into the top 6 was Amaju Pinnick. He was behind Hassan Waberi, Djibouti, 29 votes. He, Pinnick, had 28 votes. This is Pinnick who didn't have a federation. He was not president of any federation. But behind the top 6, Pinnick was 7th. So, Nathan, when people make the argument that you must be relevant within your country as a member association president, I'm giving you an example of the same Amaju Pinnick I mentioned. Pinnick, who without being a federation head, was behind Kazinat Ibrahim. It was behind Ahmed Yahya, Mauritania, and Hassan Waberi. Just 1 vote. 2 votes behind Kazinat Ibrahim. He was that close. So it just means that, look,
so in that,
do your work.
So in that, so who won that vote?
Fuzi Lekja, Abu Rida.
Fuzi Lekja, Morocco.
Yes, Morocco. Abu Rida, Egypt. Hami Hamidou, Niger. Kazinat Ibrahim, Comoros. Ahmed Yahya, Mauritania.
Yes.
Hassan Waberi, Djibouti.
Okay.
All of them.
So they
in
won.
That order. They won.
They
went to the FIFA Council.
They went to the FIFA Council.
Yes. And Amaju Pinnick fell short by just 1 vote.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of
There were
sports.
people within that list of 13, that list of 12, who were presidents of associations but did not win. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to elections, how you go out there and convince your peers to vote for you, that is what matters.
So that's what matters. You don't necessarily need to be doing well.
Oh, Nathan, you see, that's what I'm saying. That.
So are you saying that? Are you saying
that will speak for you? Your work and your relationships and whatever connections you have, that will speak for you. So how much you Pinnick?
But for example, the Senegalese FA president, was he in that list?
Yeah, he was in the list.
I mean, his country seems to be doing well.
You see,
in football.
That is why I'm saying that. Again,
Did he win?
aside your country doing well,
Yes.
it is your work, what you do personally, come election day. How I come to you and say, Nathan, I want you to vote for me. And Nathan will believe in my vision, believe in my dream, and believe that indeed, if I occupy that seat, it will be good for CAF.
I was making that point to Immortal the other. He didn't seem to believe me, or he didn't seem to understand, or he disagreed. Because I think, right? Okay, let me not share that opinion on radio. I won't share it.
So,
But I think that some people who may have ambitions of being CAF president, I don't think that they may have the network on the continent.
yes.
They may have the backing of other people on the continent. And I don't think they have what it takes to sway their peers to vote for them in that regard.
Absolutely.
To be CAF president. And I think there are lots of them on the continent now who I don't think have got what it takes to sway their peers to be CAF president. Because, for example, in the event that Dr. Motsepe leaves,
Sporty FM.
I think the pool is really small in terms of who can take charge. If I hit my head now to think of names, the person who may have the clout on this continent probably could be Fuzi Lekja. Probably.
And I don't think he would go for that.
And he may not want to be
wouldn't
CAF
even know.
boss.
So maybe Abu Rida.
Probably. So you see, again, so Ray, you are right. It would depend on how you can convince your peers to vote for you. So it really goes beyond doing well in your own country.
Yes.
It's about really the politics of the continent.
Look, Nathan, let me ask you. When Motsepe became CAF president,
Yes.
was he president of SAFA?
No, he wasn't.
Look, Nathan, you see, people should stop this argument of you have to be here to do this, you have to be there to do this. Look, when Motsepe became president of CAF, he had to relinquish every position he held with his own club, Mamelodi Sundowns.
He stopped being chairman.
Absolutely. That is the requirement per the statutes of CAF.
Yeah.
You have to leave it.
Sporty FM.
So, Nathan, what are people telling us? You see, football people, some of the decisions they want to take, some of the explanations, some of the reasons they give for certain decisions they want to take, Nathan, sometimes I struggle to get the mental processes that inform some of these decisions. When our good friend Ahmad became CAF president,
Yes.
was he president of his country? Was
Ahmad at the time.
Yes. Was he president of the federation?
In what's his country?
Is it not Mauritania?
No, Mauritius. Ahmad, Mauritania. Madagascar. Yes.
Madagascar. Was he president of Madagascar Football Association?
I don't think
you
so.
can correct me if I'm
Okay,
wrong.
we'll have to check. I'll check for you.
But it is fact that Patrice Motsepe was not president of SAFA. He was not. Certainly not. But he managed to convince those who were presidents of federations to endorse him.
Okay, so in November 2016, so Ahmad, at the time, he was Malagasy Football Federation boss.
Yes.
And he had been in that position since 2003.
Good. So that was one. Ahmad, president of National Association. Okay.
Yes.
Two, Patrice Motsepe, his successor,
he wasn't.
was not SAFA boss.
Yes.
So the two can work. Okay? You can not be, and still get the office. So Nathan, what are people saying now? Did Patrice Motsepe ever rise to become first, second, third CAF president?
No.
Very good. So that is elections for you.
Sporty FM.
You should be within the football ecosystem. Yes. Playing role A or role B. Yes. But you being president of CAF is not hinged on you being president of a national association. It is not a prerequisite to become CAF president. Let people get that. And let's have peace. So if today, Ket Edwin Simeon Ukreku, GFA president, believes that he has higher calling within the football ecosystem, say move to CAF to become CAF president or possibly become a member of the FIFA Council, he does not necessarily have to go into these elections cloaked with the role of GFA president before he'll be considered for the position. No.
Sporty FM.
He can still win any of those positions by virtue of the fact that he remains in football. By virtue of the fact that he owns a football club. He remains a football person. Okay, Nathan, that must be put on record. So that if he decides to go and contest, and people believe in his vision, and people believe that he's the right man, he's able to convince his peers, he's able to convince national associations to tag along with his vision. Absolutely remarkable. They vote for him, he becomes CAF president. So let us get this one straight. The third term that people are arguing that it pushes you closer to Nathan, it is not cast in stone. Otherwise, the Ivorian FA president or the Senegalese FA president should have been pushed closer.
Okay.
To enter the FIFA Council by virtue of the fact that he has an association. But he lost the election. There were 12 of them. He lost. Amadou Pinnick, who didn't have a federation, came closest to jumping into the FIFA Council. Nathan, I'll leave it here.
This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your thoughts 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. You can send in your messages of condolence to the families of the 8 people who tragically died yesterday in a very, very horrible helicopter crash in the Ashanti region. I mean, if you want to pay tribute to any of them in particular, that's fine. If you have a personal relationship with any of them and you want to say a few things, that is okay. If not, that is all good. We'll see if we can get one or two people to share maybe their own memories of the people who've passed, you know, especially in the sports space, because as we said, the late Dr. Omane Boamah was Deputy Sports Minister at a point. So he must have dealt with one or two people. And yeah. We've been told that some people would want to pay tribute to him. So we'll see if we can get them to share a few thoughts, especially those in the sporting domain, the people in the sporting domain who may have dealt with him at one point or another. Now, in addition to that, we are still talking about the proposal from the GFA's Status Review Committee on the proposed amendment to the change, or the proposed amendment to the tenure of the GFA boss. Currently, it's 2 terms of 4, and there's a proposal on the table to extend that mandate to 3 terms in office.
Wow.
What do you make of all this talk on the term limits and all? There's a school of thought. There's a school of thought that says that all these people who are saying, they don't agree and everything, they don't have a vote at Congress, so it may not amount to much. And Raymond has brilliantly explained why we may not get a lot of people from the Football Republic or active members of the Football Republic saying that they disagree. And even if they say they disagree, they are in a very small minority. So it will not change much on the day. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out what happens. 8:15. Send me a message, 054-257-1061. Yes, Nana Tofor's Akitichua is playing. Yeah, this song was part of my childhood. My dad would play this very often. So enjoy the sounds of Nana Tofor. Nana Tofor with the song Aketichua. I wonder what Aketechua means. What does Aketechua mean? What does it mean? Oh, I see. So the pot that traps the palm wine. Ah, I see. I see. It's not like what. So what when he says that Maya Aketechua, what's he trying to say? Like what? I'm not favored. Like, can you come and explain to her? Point of interest. Come and explain the term Aketechua to me, right? Because when I listen to the lyrics of the song, I kind of understand broadly where the song he talks about Maya Aketechua ebusia de miasha abase abase. Okay, I get that point. But why? So then, what does the Aketechua is not a glorified thing or what? It doesn't hold a place of glory, I guess. Immortal. I kind of understand when you say what's used to trap the palm wine, because in the chorus, Nana Tufo says, Maya Aketechua ebusia de miasha abase. Why the Aketechua is it like some undignified?
Yes,
it's not a dignified.
Like, it doesn't have dignity. You can only extract palm wine, but it helps.
It helps.
Yeah, it also helps.
So says Maya Aketechua ebusia de miasha abase. Mini esu semi, anuma mini esu semi. That's a deep song.
Yes.
Aketechua. So the pot that traps the palm wine.
Exactly.
Exactly. I see. Thank you. This is a new dimension.
And even when you go to the traditional setting, in the gathering, that is what they used to share palm wine among the elder men. So you will see it in a big. It look like a pot, and they'll be sharing it. Recently, when you go to palm wine tappers, when you go to their work, they use gallon, the small gallon.
Yes.
But those days,
they use the Aketechua.
Yeah, they use the Aketechua.
Quite
so the big ones are the ones they use it at home to when you fetch water. They used to collect water.
Yeah, you use it.
Yes.
Oh, I see. So why does Nana Tufo? So in this song, what is he trying to say?
He's trying to say that he doesn't. His family people have just leave them just like that. He doesn't have. They don't see any dignity in him.
Okay.
There's nothing like dignity as far as his family, the things he does within the family is concerned.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Every day you learn something new. And that's the 4 songs always leave me thinking. Like I always know that there's a depth to the songs. The other Nato 4 song, maybe one of these somebody should explain. He has a song called Nyankuntong. It's a deep song, one of the deepest songs I've ever heard. Nyankuntong. So yeah. Anyway, still on the GFA's or the Status Review Committee's proposal for the extension of the term limit. Earlier this year, this was sometime in January, Mr. George Kwesi Afriyie, one-time vice president of the GFA, this was in Kwesi Nyantakyi's time, he came to the studios of Sporty FM to share his thoughts on this third term business. Now, this was in January 2025, right? January this year, just when we started. It was in February this year, just when we started work at Sporty FM. Even then, back then, George Afriyie, who is a true football person, kind of knew this was about to happen. And this is what he had to say concerning all the talk at the time of a possible third term for the GFA president.
When the time can only contest?
No, but we'll make sure that he doesn't contest again.
So
I've not said I'm going to contest or not.
So
I'm saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying that
I get
we'll
that.
make sure there is no third term. There was a reason why we opted for the second term in our statutes.
But Infantino had 3 terms.
No,
had 3
it's
terms.
already in the FIFA statutes, a CAF statutes. You can go 3 terms. But here in Ghana, we made a specific case. Why? I've seen people
After number 12, that was normalization. That was when it came up.
I have seen people sharing the Zambian the president who has just won a third. But in Zambia's statutes, it's 3 terms. And the man is going for a third term. But in our statute, it says 2 terms. Now,
But Congress can change it.
when you change it, you that change it cannot benefit. The subsequent person who will benefit. That's the law.
Just like President Mahama saying that maybe he wants to change constitution.
He will change it, but he will not benefit.
But he will be no benefit.
That's the point I'm making. Well, we interpret the laws of Ghana. Remember, there are FIFA CAF regulations, but the Supreme Land has its own law. You cannot bring FIFA and CAF regulations to that bring.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of sports.
President of the GFA. That was what he told Fifi Banson in February 2025. Ray, I think it brings a very interesting dimension to all of this. Yes, right? So which means that this talk of a third term thing, it has always been on the side burner. Sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly.
Yes.
And Mr. Free confirmed this in February 2025. That Charlie, the thing, no.
Maybe a no, so Nathan, you listen to George very well, and he breaks the issues down very, very well. Look, it is indeed true that FIFA have a 3-term of 4, CAF does say, Zambia, which was case in point, have 3, but we as Ghana chose to go with 2 terms of 4. Okay. So that is what is in the statutes. So, if you want to change the statutes to align with what other people are doing,
yes,
no problem. You can go and change it. But you will not benefit from that statute. Because look,
you can change it, but you will not benefit from it.
You won't benefit. And Nathan, you see, let's go back to NC. The work they did was so important and so crucial that it brought changes to how Ghana football was run post Anas expose.
Okay.
Those statutes were what FIFA gave blessings to, and football people went and voted on. And that was the statute that gave birth to the Ketu Kriku era. They agreed to the 2 terms of 4, went into an election, won it. Fortunately for him, went into a second election, won it. If he feels that despite not testing the full length of the 8 to realize where he's to realize what he's been able to achieve, look at the shortfalls and see if maybe another 4 would have helped the scores or not. We don't know. But it is clear that even at the time we started proposing for 3 terms of 4 in Achis language, it started in 2022. Even as at that time, we are not even stretched it to 8 for one president to even know that, oh, it's enough or it's not enough. We've not gone through that test. So ever since we started democracy in 92, we've done 2 terms of 4 up until John Dramani Mahama 2, part 2.
Yeah.
We've tested the 8 years. Today, if we go and ask former President Akufo-Addo, is the 8 years enough for any president to develop Ghana? And he says, oh no, I don't think so. I think we may need 12. That is somebody coming from having tested the 8 to see the full length of the 8 and to see what he's been able to achieve and what he's not been able to achieve. If we go to current President Mahama and say, oh, Mr. President, do you think that 4 years is enough? Then you say, no, that is why we have 8. Do you think the 8 is enough? Then you say, no, I don't think it's enough. So maybe we should have 2 terms of 6. Okay? That is something that he can consider and say, oh yeah, because when I came, I had to use my first year to do this. I had to use my second year. So by the time is not enough. It's okay. Let us see if we can amend the constitution to reflect same.
Okay.
Sporty FM.
But post the amendment of that, what constitution brought you into power? What constitution brought you into power? What were the terms? Okay, the constitution that brought you into power gave you 2 terms of 4. So when you do that amendment, you obviously the right thing to do. You obviously cannot benefit from that change to say, oh, now we've changed it, so I'm now going for another one.
Okay.
Same thing would apply in this football sector, this football space. When you change it to 3 terms of 4, as they are pushing for, because everybody else has it. And that is the part that even kills me. Only because everybody else has it.
Sporty FM.
Only because we want to align. Only because we want to align so that people's personal careers can transcend beyond the source of Ghana and go to CAF and go to FIFA. That is the explanation they are giving us.
Okay.
Everybody is doing it, so me too, I want to do some. That is the explanation. By the time the NC were taking that decision, of course they knew FIFA were doing 3 or 4. Of course they knew UEFA were doing 3 or 4. Of course they knew other countries were doing 3 or 4. But in their wisdom, based on the things that had happened within the football space, they said no. Let's stick to 2 or 4. So if our people today feel that they want to do what others are doing, no problem. But those who are presiding over this statute change,
you feel they should not benefit?
No, you see, it's not that we feel they should.
They should not
They
benefit.
should not benefit.
Okay.
And
All right.
we go back to Kofi Amah. After changing the statutes and all the things that concern Ghana football,
Sporty FM.
if you were Kofi Amah, would you have wanted to taste the job long term, or you just wanted to finish at NC? You would have wanted to, of course.
Yes.
But FIFA said, no. When you touch some of these things,
All right.
do not come back and say you want to be part of the elections too for the new FA president.
That can happen.
That was how normalization committee were decoupled from that whole engagement.
Okay.
Today, if Kofi Amah has a club and wants to be FA president, he's free to contest.
Okay.
But not at the time.
Not at the time he was. Okay. It's quite interesting. Let me go to the line. Let's speak with former GFA Comms director and senior journalist and CAF media specialist. Ibrahim Sanidara is joining us. Ibrahim, good morning. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Not a quite good morning here in Nairobi, but good morning anyway. Good morning to everybody. I could hear Raymond, as usual, trying to make his point forcefully. First of all, let me use this opportunity to send my condolences to the people of Ghana for what happened yesterday. May the souls of all the departed rest in peace. I had a very, very special relationship with a lot of them. On a personal level with Alhaji Murtala, and then on a personal and working level also with Dr. Omane Boamah and also Dr. Sapong. I've heard a lot of people speak about, Omane Boamah being a former sports minister, but we must also remember that Dr. Sapong was also part of the Kotoko management during Herbert Mensah's time. So all of these people, I had interfaced with them at one point or the other. And for this reason, I would like to send my condolences to all of them, not just the people I've mentioned, and all of the people involved, to their families and to the entire nation.
You mentioned your professional relationship with Dr. Omane Boamah. Of course, he did work at the sports ministry for a brief period. Just run us through what you remember of him, how it was like working with him, because you were with the FA at the time, he was with the sports ministry, so the two entities would meet very often and, interact and deal and work together on a number of things. Just give us a few instances or some of the things, or how it was like working with him, how he approached the work, and what he brought to the position as of the time he occupied it.
Now, let me decouple two things. There was Dr. Omane Boamah, who was in a working capacity, a different human being. And then there was Dr. Omane Boamah, who was also, an average, friend you'd meet somewhere in town and have conversations with.
Okay.
When you go into meetings with him regarding football as a minister, he was highly, highly, highly professional. He knew what he wanted and he demanded results. But when you step out of the meeting space, for example, you meet over breakfast, he was very, very close to Mr. Randy Abe. So at the time that he was the minister, he would always be in the company of Randy. And both of them would come for breakfast. At the same time, I'm also going for breakfast. And then we'll sit and we'll have a conversation. We'll have lots of conversation, spanning from Haas and Kotoko debates. He's an ardent Kotoko supporter.
Yes.
And Randy and I would be on one side and he would be on the other side, and we'll be laughing at him. You even forget that he's even a minister. We'll have conversations on every sphere of life, from politics to football to music, entertainment, and all of that, and you have a good laugh. But when you meet him in the meeting room, it is not the same. It is always professional. And I'll remember him for one word he just told me. One day, there was an issue where we were at a tournament in South Africa.
Okay.
And some journalists went to broadcast something against Ghana. Ghanaian journalists, they had broadcast something that he thought was out of place. And I had to come on the radio and give, a strong defense of Ghana. I think he listened to the program. I don't know whether he listened to it or somebody called him. He says, he called me aside and told me one thing. Sammy, won't you consider a career in politics? I said no. He says, but you Nima people, you are NDC. So you should consider a career in politics. I listened to you this morning, and the way you defended Ghana, these are some of the people we need in politics for communications. I will speak with the old man about, bringing you on board so you can come and join our party. I told the Honorable, I'm not interested in politics, so please leave me where I am. But he told me one thing. He told me that, Sani, every day I've been observing you, I've been wanting to tell you about something. The loyalty that you show towards Ghana football. I've not seen anything like this before. So it's loyalty to your president and loyalty to the GFA will send you places. And when you are a person like this,
Sporty FM,
you will forever be respected by anybody, whether people that like you or people that don't like you. They will respect you for one thing, for loyalty. Then I listened to him carefully, and he said, I've watched. When there's an issue on the GFA, you just jump to it. When there's an issue of Kwesi Nyantakyi, you jump to it. So you are doing the work that your bosses know that you are capable of, and you are doing it excellently. And these are the things I also apply in my life. And when I looked, particularly last night, I was reflecting. When I looked at his career trajectory, I saw it clearly. look at the loyalty he showed towards President Mahama.
Yeah.
And by the time he passed, look at the position he occupied. It was one of the most powerful positions
Sporty FM.
on earth. And I juxtapose it again to what President Mahama himself said. He said when he lost the elections, that was when he realized who his true friends were. And his true friends were the ones that would go there every morning, like they did when they were out of power. So you think when he comes to power, he will forget these people. So for him, there's one thing I take away from him, that even though when I was at the GFA, I was doing it out of the zeal of it. Number one, I'm interested in protecting Ghana football, no matter what it is. Number two, those that appointed me, I won't disappoint them. But when I look at the loyalty he demonstrated towards President Mahama, I was not shocked at all when I heard that
This
he was made the
Sporty
Minister of
FM,
Defense.
the voice of sports.
And you know, at this time that there are coups all over the place in Africa, if somebody puts you in charge of his military, it must tell you that that person knows that he can go to sleep with you at the gate. So may Dr. Omane Boamah rest in peace. He had a strong affinity to Asante Kotoko and the Black Stars.
Yes.
He really, truly liked the Black Stars, and Kotoko was next level. Kotoko was next level. May his soul rest in peace. May his wife, his children, may they be strong in these difficult times, and may the people of Ghana also take heart for the loss of this fine gentleman who would have contributed to the upward march of our country.
Great stuff. You spoke about, again, your relationship with Dr. Murtala. Of course, he wasn't in our space. He wasn't a sports person. But what one or two things can you say about him? I mean, outside, when we look at him, I mean, a lot of people talk about how nice he was and he served well in his various positions. But just a bit about your relationship with him and what, just like Dr. Omane Boamah, what would be your biggest takeaway from Alhaji Murtala's life? You know, in public service.
Just the Thursday before I left to come for the Chan competition. I left Accra to come for the Chan competition. I prayed with him.
Okay.
Two of his assistants are like my close buddies, Mikaya and Yababa. So he spends most of his times in Nima. If he's not at work, just my office in Nima, in that same block. So normally we would pray the two evening prayers together. And, you know, we exchange a lot of ideas on how things should be in a lot of it. And he was very, very passionate about one thing, honesty. He was very, very passionate about it, honesty. And there was one thing he kept on saying, if you get into politics, be careful. Be careful as a Muslim, that if you get into politics, you must be careful not to misappropriate funds and use it for your own benefit, because everything that you take leadership position for and you have the public funds in your hands and you misappropriate it, the entire population of the country will demand justice from you on the day of judgment. So imagine if you are in the position of power and you have a population of 35 million, even if you misappropriate 1,000 cities, all of the 35 million people demanding their share. And on that day of judgment, you won't have money to be able to pay them. So you use your good deeds to be able to pay them. And how much good have you done on earth to be able to unleash all of these good things? So if you don't take care, it will be your quickest way to hell, essentially. That was what, he told me in no uncertain terms. Not once, not twice, not thrice. Because a lot of the times he laments when it was time for political campaigns, he would lament about where he would get funding to be able to fund his campaigns.
Yeah.
And, he was talking about him not using his positions to enrich himself. And he was an Islamic scholar.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times that he would come around, we would pray together. He would lead the prayers, actually. He would lead the prayers and all of that. And sometimes during the breaks within the prayer, particularly there are 2 evening prayers close to each other. In between them, maybe there's about 30, 45 minutes in between them. So when we finish praying, he will spend some time to preach to us.
Okay.
About being upright, being honest, returning what is due to Caesar, and all of those things. And we've shared a lot of things. I've tried to assist him in various ways during his campaigns, like I would do with any politician that is within our circles that would come. Or I need an advice for this, I need an advice for that. Or, point me to this person, point me to that person, point me to that person. And I'm truly saddened that just a few days before I left to come to Kenya, it was the last time we had met, and we only greeted that, okay, I'll be away for about 1 month and a bit, and when I come, we'll see each other. That was our parting with him. To him, to his wife and kids, young family, really, really young family, lived a very, very modest life. To the wife and the kids and the entire family, may God have the strongest protection for them whilst he's away or whilst he's gone. He lived a good life, and the family would be very, very proud of the life he lived, and may his soul also rest in peace.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. Quite sad. I can imagine how you're feeling. Sonny, just before you leave, you are in Kenya for the CHAN. Of course, you are working at CAF level, overseeing everything. Just quick thoughts on the competition and how it's been accepted, or how the locals are responding to the competition that's been hosted in their country.
Well, if you have watched the matches, you would have seen the massive crowds in the matches. You would have seen huge attendances, some 50,000, capacity crowds, sold out matches, and the rest. And I think that the competition has been good so far. The attendances have been good. The interest, if you look in the Kenyan media today, a lot of the newspapers have their match. They have a match this evening. They have it on their front page of the newspapers. If you can find such matches on the front page of the newspapers, you would see that it is of national importance.
Okay.
And at a time that there's a lot of uncertainty in many African countries, football is proving to be a stabilizing and uniting factor in this region. They have a saying that Pamoja means stronger together, or as a unity, and that's the term they've coined for this competition, and it's really, really shown the unity amongst the countries. And then on the competition itself, on the football field, we've never seen a dull match since this competition started. Yesterday was the start of the second round of matches in the group phase, and the competition was end to end. the intensity of the matches is great. And if you can see that this is domestic football across Africa, I think that this competition so far has been great. And I'm confident the level will rise as the competition continues.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Sani, thank you so much for speaking with us, and all the best as you continue your work in Kenya on the Chan. I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Thank you very much, Nathan, and have a good day. Greetings to my friend, Raymond. Tell him to keep on educating.
All right, Sani, take care then. All the best. That was Ibrahim Sanida, colleague journalist, and he's a CAF media specialist and former communications director of the GFA. Ten minutes to 9. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Ray, very interesting stories from Ibrahim Sanida, especially concerning the late Dr. Omane Boamah. You know, they crossed paths at AFCON 2013 when Dr. Omane Boamah was Deputy Sports Minister and Ibrahim Sanida worked at the GFA as his comms director, you know, sharing his few anecdotes of their time together, sharing his personal thoughts on Alhaji Murtala Mohammed, who himself is a PhD. We have to add that.
Yeah.
So he's also a doctor, a doctor of letters.
Very learned.
Yes.
You know, Murtala is a very nice person.
Oh, yes. I watched his vetting. It was a very interesting vetting.
He always has a smile on his face. I don't know, but you know, he's that guy, and he has this very unique way of speaking. He has this. You know, he has a very nice flow. He has a very nice flow to the way he speaks. I mean, I remember when you have interviews with him, he tries to teach you. Yeah, that's it. He tries to, when it's explaining, he tries to teach you. He's a lovely person. I mean, you know, since I left I stopped doing current affairs and all, I never got in touch with him again. But I mean, I remember him to be a very lovely person, a very nice person, and it's rather unfortunate that he got caught up in all of this. And well, Nathan, what can we say?
Yes. Still the Sporty Breakfast. Remember that we still have a Thursday morning feature concerning the Black Queen. Today we are talking about Porschia Boakye, captain, leader, and eternal one. A very interesting feature concerning Porschia Boakye. We'll be playing that for you in a bit. But remember, later this morning, there's Inside French Football. I'll be in the big seat with my regular guest John Boakye. We'll be talking about some other interesting things. There's some transfers happening concerning one French players, two French clubs. Players are leaving, some are entering Liga. So stay tuned for that at 5 minutes after 10. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. It's 5 minutes to 9. This one, Owo Safety. Death can really be a disruptor. Yeah, right. So, we've had some tributes coming in. I'm sure other people will have something to say. Sunny did talk about the Chan. I think it's a very good time to maybe run our listeners maybe through the results. I don't know, maybe we'll do that. But we'll talk a bit about the Chan. Very interesting results. There's some very interesting games coming up. At 9, we'll be giving you the Thursday morning feature, talking about Porschia. But this week, we've dedicated it to the Black Queens. We'll be telling you their stories. We've already spoken about midfield partnerships, Kinla's Boakye Green, the journey of the Black Queens, and we are focusing on some interesting parts of the team. So we've spoken about Jennifer Kujo and Grace Asantua. I've spoken about Princella Edubia. Today we'll be talking about Porschia Boakye, who's captain. When the Queens were here last week, you heard them talk about their captain. Very, very experienced player. She's been in the team for a long time. She's experienced different things and she was able to guide her colleagues, her fellow Queens, to 3rd place in the WAFCON in Morocco. It was a very, very turbulent journey for the Black Queens. Got to Morocco early, they were in camp, they started the competition, lost to South Africa, drew with Mali, beat Tanzania, then went past Algeria in a shootout, lost to Morocco in a shootout, beat South Africa in a shootout. What a draining journey. 3 straight games played across extra time. No joke. In no day ground. But they were able to make it. Finished 3rd, their first bronze medal since 2016. 2018, Ghana was in the group stage. They couldn't qualify. That's when Ghana hosted the competition, and it didn't work well for them. 2022, they missed out. And so going back to the WAFCON and going all the way, finishing 3rd, is a big deal. Of course, we expect them to do better the next time they go, but we'll discuss that later. For now, we need to celebrate the Queens. And this week, that's what we are doing on Sporty FM. We are celebrating them, telling their stories, the things that people don't know about the Black Queens. We are putting those stories out. So you know more about the team, so you have context, so you understand the players a bit more. and you even get to appreciate them even more. So the next time you watch them play, you know their stories. You know how far they've come to get here. So today's story is about Porschia Boakye, captain, leader, and eternal one. It highlights Porschia Boakye's journey and what she's done for the Black Queens, especially how she captained them to third place in the WAFCON that ended a few weekends ago in Morocco. So enjoy this one, Porschia Boakye, captain, leader, and eternal one, as part of our Sporty stories this week as we celebrate the Black Queens who finished third in the 2024 Women's AFCON in Morocco. Enjoy.
Even as the years stack up and the spotlight begins to dim, some players simply refuse to fade. Porschia Boakye is one of those. At 36, she's still grinding and remains one of the first names on the Black Queens team sheet, having played every single minute as Kimla's Boakye Green side finished third to win bronze at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. There's a quiet poetry in her journey too. It is the way she speaks, the manner she carries herself, and the respect she commands from her teammates. While younger stars rise and fall like waves on the shore, she remains unchanged in purpose, evolving only in grace. With each match in national colors, she carves deeper into the legacy of her homeland and further etches her name among the list of legends. At the WAFCON in Morocco, Boakye was Mrs. Ghana. Featuring in her 6th WAFCON tournament, she played with heart and soul, and her leadership carried the whole team along as Ghana returned to the podium after 9 years.
We are very happy because it's been a long time since we made an appearance at the African Women's Cup of Nations. The feeling is different this time, and I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who prayed and supported us for this success. This is my 6th WAFCON, and going in as the captain of the team motivated me to give my very best and to put the team on a higher level. And God being so good, He has elevated us. Winning the bronze medal again after doing it in 2016 means a lot to me. It's not just about the medal, it's about the journey, the growth, and the resilience over the years. To still be standing strong after 6 tournaments, still pushing, still leading, and now winning another bronze in 2024 is a big personal achievement. It shows how far we've come as a team and how far I've come as a player.
Boakye's journey is no longer about proving a point. It's about honoring the Ghana shirt and the millions of Ghanaians who still believe. Boakye herself knows a thing or two about what belief can do. In the early 2000s, as an adolescent girl growing up in Sankore, a farming town in the Ahafo region, she used to rave to her friends about how good a footballer she would become. Back then, all she had was a dream, as she blessed all the dusty pitches in her community with her skills. Playing with boys and sometimes outperforming them became her calling card. Those were times when many households barred girls from playing football, but Boakye persevered, and that is how she was spotted by Habiba Atta-Forsen, founder of Fabulous Ladies, during a kickabout in Kumasi. Boakye subsequently signed for the club as a 15-year-old and rose through the youth ranks before making her senior debut in 2009. 5 years later, after making her mark in the Ghana Women's Premier League, Boakye secured a transfer to Swedish side Östersunds DFF. It was her first move abroad, but Boakye settled seamlessly in her new surroundings, scoring on her debut against AIK and going on to make 20 appearances in the Swedish league. She also contributed 9 goals in her debut season. Back then, Boakye was an all-action striker with an eye for goal, but her game has since evolved, and that has been the bedrock of her longevity. Boakye had stints in Turkey and Hungary, but Sweden has been her home in the last 7 years following a move to Djurgårdens IF. Despite starting her career as a forward, she has played across the flanks, midfield, and in defense in recent times. She is the archetypal versatile player. And while she went to her first WAFCON tournament as a striker, she started the 2024 edition as a left centre-back before being shifted centrally. It doesn't matter where she plays. Boakye just gets on with it and delivers.
Each tournament has taught me something new about playing, leadership, about sacrifice, about believing in something bigger than yourself. The road has not always been easy, but the memories, the lessons, and the victories, both big and small, have shaped me. Being part of 2 bronze medal winning squads is a testament to consistency and commitment. I hope my journey inspires the next generation to keep pushing and keep believing, no matter how long it takes.
Very, very big achievement, Mami.
Now well into the latter chapters of her career, Boakye still pulls on the national jersey with the same fire that lit her debut in 2010. While others may count caps, she counts courses each minute on the pitch, not just a statistic, but a statement. She's not the fastest anymore, not the flashiest, but when the anthem plays and the stakes rise, it's her presence that the younger ones look toward. Through generations, managers, and changing styles, she remained the one constant in the Black Queens team for close to 2 decades. Chantel Boy Holoka witnessed Boakye's leadership firsthand during the WAFCON in Morocco. Holoka, who was born in London and played for England at youth level before switching nationality to Ghana, says Boakye's presence in the dressing room is nothing like she's seen before, and she considers the 36-year-old a role model.
I can take a lot of experience from Porschia. I love Porschia. She's such a role model for me. She's an amazing captain. She keeps these girls in line like I've never known before. She's got so much experience and she's got a lot of passion, and I resonate with people who have passion, who have a genuine love for what they do, a pride in what they do. If I could do anything near what she does for this team, I'm proud.
The feeling is similar among the other players in the national team. Since Boakye was made Black Queens captain in 2021, she has been the unifier in the team, says defender Susan Amadria, who played alongside the veteran defender during the WAFCON.
She's a leader. She acts like a leader. She realizes the situation on the field, especially on training. If things are not going on well, she brings us together and talks to us. But she talks to us in a way that we can adapt to what she's trying to say. So I would think she's a good leader. In terms of the field, she's a very good leader.
Centre-back Nina Noshi is also a huge fan of Boakye's style of leadership. Noshi enjoys her captain's mother-like personality and wants to continue having her around the national team.
I'm going to say she's a mother, so in terms of when you are, like, we're on the page, training and stuff, it's not going on well, she's going to call you and then talk to you as a mother. You know, everybody has their good side and bad side, but I'm going to say her good side is more than the bad side. I love working with her in terms of a lot, like, yeah, she's really nice person in general. I always look up to her because she's really, like, look at her age and then she's still pushing and working harder than even some of us, the young players, is so inspiring. So I would love her to play even more and more and more.
For forward Prinsila Edubia, who has been playing with Boakye for close to 10 years in the national team, it's her mother-like personality that does it. Edubia believes the national team needs more personalities like Boakye and wants to see her play well into her 40s.
I see Porschia Boakye as a good leader. When things are not going well, she brings us together to address any issues. She has a great personality too. We need more leaders like her. If she wants to retire anytime soon, that will be her own decision. But I don't think she should retire now. Age is just a number. We've seen players play into their 40s, and she has what it takes to do it too, because she looks after herself well.
In her own time, maybe she can stop and now she can continue to play.
The word legend has often been abused, but Boakye's career defines its true meaning. This isn't just an ode of a veteran clinging on. It's the story of an icon choosing to stay, choosing to lead, choosing to give every last drop before walking away.
This is my sister.
As I look ahead, my dream is to continue leading this amazing group of women to even greater heights. We are already setting our sights on the 2026 African Women's Cup of Nations. And with hard work and unity, I believe we can even go further. Most importantly, we are determined to qualify Ghana for its 4th Women's World Cup in 2027 in Brazil. That would be a dream come true, not just for me, but for every young girl who dreams of wearing the Black Queen's jersey one day.
For now, Boakye remains a key member of the Black Queens, and she will continue to turn up until the day her body can no longer handle such demands. But until that day comes, every Ghanaian will continue to follow and cheer her on. Because as long as Porschia Boakye wears the armband, the Black Queens' dreams remains alive. And the quest for a first WAFCON title and a return to the FIFA Women's World Cup isn't closed yet. After all, she is the eternal one.
Porschia Boakye, captain, leader, eternal one is a Sporty FM production. It was jointly written by Emmanuel Ayamga and Nanekwi Amankwa. Read by Emmanuel Ayamga. Produced by Nanekwi Amankwa. The mix engineer, Moses Yeboah. And the managing editor is Gary Al Smith.
Everybody know we gonna do it like this.
And this is still Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. That was a piece delivered by Emmanuel Ayamga on the captain of the Black Queens, Porschia Boakye. And Ayamga is here with me this morning. He'll be, sharing a few words with me on that particular production. Emmanuel, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty Breakfast.
Good morning, Raymond.
Well, just take us through that piece. What inspired that write-up in the first place, and what made you decide to put this together for Captain Fantastic?
I think anybody that watched the WAFCON tournament had Porschia Boakye as one of the players that really, really distinguished herself in the Black Queens team. She was everything that the team needed. She brought the character, she brought presence to the back, she brought leadership to the team as well. And I'm happy that most of the players that she played with also, hold her in the same regard. They respect her, they see what she's done. And if you go to the X page of the Black Queens currently, the Ghana Women's National Team page, it's her photo that is pinned on there, and with a very nice message of how even the admin of the page regards her and what she does for the team. So I think it was worthy telling her story. It was very hard getting her for the interview though. Nani Ukuya helped, and she was relentless from day one till we got the interview. So I think credit to Nani Ukuya as well. She's the one that did the story with me jointly. So that was the motive behind the story, to be able to tell her story and to let people know the kind of captain that we have for our senior women's national team. So
at 36, how many more tournaments are you possibly looking at seeing her play?
Personally, that is my personal opinion. Right. I think she can take us to the next WAFCON, and then possibly the World Cup if the Black Queens qualify, because those are just 2 years apart. The next WAFCON, fortunately, is just next year. Yeah. And then there's also the World Cup that follows the year after in 2027. So I think it's possible. If you look at the way she plays and you look at her physique and how fit she looks for a 36-year-old. I mean, if you look at her, you wouldn't be able to tell she's 36. You think probably she's 28 or maximum 30 or 31. But she's 36 and she's still very active. She's fit. She looks after herself very, very well, which was one of the things that her teammates referenced and what they looked up to. Even Chantel Boy-Holoka, who grew up in the UK, had a lot of good things to say about Porschia. And she's been in the team for just 4 months. So to be in the team for just 4 months and to be able to pick up some of the traits of her captain and to speak well of her in this manner, I think it tells the whole story about who Porschia Boakye is and the kind of leader that she is.
Right. So we'll see how things pan out for her. Where does she play these days?
She plays for J Gardens in Sweden.
Oh, okay. That's a good team.
Yeah, that is.
And it's a good league to play in.
Yeah, because she started a career actually in Sweden before moving to Turkey, and then went to Hungary, and then returned again to Turkey. To Sweden, sorry.
She's well traveled. lots of experience.
For somebody who started a career at Fabulous Ladies, I mean, and if you listen to the feature, I mean, the way she was even spotted as a footballer is a special story because she thought she always wanted to become a footballer, but as you know, in Ghanaian households, she played in the early 2000s. Most households wouldn't want their kids who are girls to play football, and so it was something that she had challenges with when she was growing up. But then Habiba Ataforsen, who is the founder for Fabulous Ladies, found her playing like one of the kickabouts in Kumasi, and then she invited her for a tryout, and that led to a contract with Fabulous Ladies. So that was how her career as a footballer started. But people also forget the fact that when she started, she wasn't really around. She plays in central defense, but she wasn't a defender when she started. She was a striker. And at the time, she was one of our all-action strikers at the time, playing for the under-20s, the under-23s, before playing for the Black Queens. And in 2015, she was also nominated for the African Footballer of the Year award. She not only missed out on that one, she placed second. And these are stories that people do not really know because probably they thought Porschia has been quiet for a while, and also because the Black Queens have not been doing well in the last 8 years. So people really forget about some of the players who really held the team down when they were on top, and they weren't really. They've never been the best in Africa, but at the point they were playing in the top echelons of the game on the continent. And then they just went downhill from 2018 to now that they returned back to get a bronze medal in Morocco. So I think these are stories that we need to tell. We need to honor our heroes. And for players like Porschia who have had long careers of service to the nation, their stories need to be told and told very well. So.
Right, that was a piece written by Emmanuel Ayamga and Janet Nanekwe-Amankwa. And this package will be played all through the day, so it will be live on Sporty FM. I think tomorrow there's another one for us.
Yeah, there's another one on goalkeeper's trainer, Nasamu Yakubu.
Right.
So look up for that one tomorrow at 9.
Right, so we'll be looking out for that. That was another production from the stables of Sporty Stories, yes, one of the productions from Sporty Stories. So we have a lot of that for you. The whole of this week we are celebrating the Black Queens. We've dedicated the whole of this week to celebrating the Black Queens and some key players in that squad. And so tomorrow we'll bring you a final piece on Sporty Breakfast. So make a date with us tomorrow as we get into all of that. Emmanuel Amga, thank you very much for joining me on the show this morning.
Thank you, Raymond.
And hopefully, I want to see you a bit more on the show. Huh?
Don't worry, you see me.
Or you're afraid you'll be beaten like Imota.
Oh, no. Imota. That's what Imota. I mean, I will hold
Point of interest. Point of interest.
On the Sporty blog, he knows. Thank you, Raymond.
Right, thank you very much for joining us. That was Emmanuel Ayamga, and he put out that fantastic story on captain and leader of the Black Queens, Porschia Boakye. A lot more will be coming up tomorrow on Sporty Breakfast. Make a date with us on Sporty 106.1 FM for more on the Black Queens. But this particular package on Porschia Boakye will be played all day on the frequency. We are indeed very sad this morning. Following that dark Wednesday, the Wednesday that delivered bad news to a lot of Ghanaians, to all homes in Ghana. We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of life and the unimaginable pain families are dealing with at the moment. We at Sporty FM sympathize with all the bereaved families. And we sympathize with the entire nation. This is indeed a national tragedy. And, words cannot ease the grief. But we mourn with you, the bereaved families, and we hold you close in our thoughts and prayers. And earlier on, we brought you the statement from the Ghana Football Association expressing their profound sorrow and extending their condolence to the president, the government, the families of victims of the tragedy that occurred yesterday. Tributes have been pouring in from all people lots of people within the sports ecosystem. It's indeed been a very difficult last 24 hours for every Ghanaian. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace, and may those left behind find strength and comfort. It's indeed very sad. And we pray for strength for all our government officials, or everybody who's been appointed by the president. We pray for strength for the president. We appreciate the sacrifices everybody has to go through in serving this nation. And this is just a reminder that, yes, indeed, there's a lot of work you all do behind the scenes. You all do just to make sure the country continues running. And as unfortunate as this is, nobody should be heartbroken. Nobody should. This shouldn't cause anybody to give up on us. Let's keep serving the nation. It's always for God and country, and God, as always, would protect all of us. We pray for life. We pray for good health, and we pray that God, in His own wisdom, would comfort us and give us all the peace and all the help we need during this very difficult time. This is still the Sporty Breakfast, and you're live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. This is Sporty Breakfast, and we'll get onto the phone lines in a bit. There's a conversation we would have to get over the line, and it's the Esports Association Ghana. Esports Association Ghana, and they have launched the Esports League to elevate competitiveness in the gaming space or in the gaming ecosystem. And so they have launched a league that is supposed to promote esports here in Ghana. They released a press statement on the 30th of June and would get into a conversation with them on what they intend to achieve and what esports is all about. So before we get into that conversation with the Esports Association, let's get onto the phone lines and hear Ghanaians speak to us this morning. Share our thoughts with us on all what we've discussed on the show this morning. And also, if you have any comments on the sad passing of 5 government officials and 3 crew members, let's have that conversation. Share our thoughts with us this morning. Let's have some nice words for the families. Let's speak to the families. Let's speak to all those involved. Let's touch the hearts of Ghanaians this morning. Share your thoughts with us. Just give us a call on 0542 571061. 0542 571061. Just give us a call and share your thoughts with us. We are mourning today. We are very sad. We are not doing the typical hardcore sports this morning. Today we want to keep it soft. The president has announced 3 days of mourning, and in accordance with that, we are also trying as much as possible to mourn with the good people of Ghana, to mourn with the families, to tell them we are with them in thoughts and in prayers. We are supporting them, and we pray that God would give them comfort. God would give them the heart to be able to manage this very, very difficult situation. And so give us a call, 0542 571061. It's a sad day for Ghanaians. It's a sad day for the president, the good people of Ghana, the government of Ghana, and we are deeply concerned about the developments, and we pray for strength. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. And you're live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra. Let me get onto the phone lines, and I have a caller on the line. Your name and where you're calling from? Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from? Hello?
This is
Okay.
Sporty FM,
I think I lost the
voice
caller
of
there.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Kweku Mensah, calling from Kaswa.
Kweku Mensah, let's hear you.
Please, I think the last time I called to recommend Porschia Boakye and her performances, and I'm so blessed that you just played that documentary. In fact, I was recalling players like Fernando, Carlos Neri, Redondo, the likes of Esteban Cambiaso, and the sort of skills Porschia Boakye displayed during the WAFCON was so sublime. And, you know, this documentary has really taught me something. You know, I didn't even know that she happens to be a striker, could play midfield. But when I look at the sort of football that girl was exhibiting on the field of play, I was like, this is a veteran who plays like Redondo, Esteban Cambiaso. And in fact, you know, the smile she put on her face, tell her that she's always smiling, and it reminds me of Kafu. Kafu will always smile on every occasion, and tell her that we enjoy her, and I think she has about 10 years to retire from the game. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much for joining us on the phone this morning, and we appreciate your call. Give us a call, 0542571061. 0542571061. We've had lots of conversations on the show this morning. You can talk about Porschia Boakye. You can talk about the issue of the Ghana Football Association and matters arising or matters pending before Congress. And the elephant in the room is the issue of the extension of the term limit for the GFA president. You can share your thoughts with us on that subject as well. If you want to talk about Chan, yes, Chan tournament currently ongoing. You can also speak about that. If you want to get into the transfer market as well, yes, there's a message here that says, what's the latest update on Ademola Lookman's move to Inter Milan? So Inter can't pay 50 million for that prolific striker. That's what he's saying. So we'll bring you updates on that. Ademola Lookman wants to leave Atalanta, but Atalanta don't look like they want to do business with Inter Milan. It's a developing story. Ademola Lookman, as we speak, has boycotted training with Atalanta. But we'll see. Ivan Juric is a new manager, and he would have to figure out how he's going to get his star man to stay glued to Atalanta. All of those developments are going on in the transfer market. Manchester United are also chasing Benjamin Sesko. All of those discussions. If you want to share your thoughts on that, you can share your thoughts with us on 0542571061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast, and you're live on Sporty 106.1 in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. This is Ghana's only and exclusive 24-hour sports station. We are the voice of sport. And I told you earlier I would get into a conversation around esports. And in studio with me, I have the Esports Association of Ghana, members of the Esports Association of Ghana joining me in the studio. What is esports, if you want to know? Just stay with us on Sporty 106.1 FM. And what have the Esports Association been up to over the last few weeks? We know they've been in competition somewhere around the Far East. We'll get into all of that in a bit on the show. Keep your dials logged on Sporty 106.1 in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. We are indeed the voice of sport. So sometime last week, the Esports Association of Ghana released a statement, and this is what the statement said. Esports Association of Ghana launches the Ghana Esports League to elevate competitive gaming in the country. Now, they go on to say the Ghana Esports Association, well, the Esports Association of Ghana is proud to officially announce the launch of the Ghana Esports League, GEL, the country's first ever structured national esports league aimed at developing, ranking, and rewarding elite gamers across the country. The league will kick off with a preseason tournament in August 2025, featuring Esports FC 25 and Esports Football 25 as the debut title. The Ghana Esports League is a pioneering effort to provide a consistent, competitive environment for gamers while creating career pathways and unlocking opportunities with the local and international sports industry. So speaking at the launch was Mr. Kwesi for the president of the Esports Association of Ghana, and he says that Esports League marks a new era for competitive gaming in Ghana. The league isn't just about gaming, it's about providing structure, recognition, and professional pathways for our players, coaches, content creators, and industry stakeholders. And he says we are building an ecosystem that can thrive locally and compete globally. As part of the preseason, top esports teams across the country will participate in both online and offline matchups with national rankings, media features, and seedings into the main league at stake. So, the statement continues. But I have members of the Esports Association Ghana here with me. They will be telling us exactly what that statement means and what they have lined up for us as they hope to begin or chart a new path as far as making esports the go-to sport for lots of Ghanaians out there. So we'll get into all of that in a bit. Okay. So I have the president of the Esports Association Ghana, Kwesi Hayford, here with me, and I also have Kalino Calipson. He's the deputy director of operations, Esports Association Ghana, and he's the CEO of Ace Gamers Esports. And I also have Frank Bakpo, aka the Wonder Kid. He's a player, and he's also a national team Asteroid. So the national team is called the Asteroids, right? Wow. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Well, gentlemen, good morning to you and welcome to Sporty FM.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Great. Let me start with you, Kwesi, and let me get into a bit of what you put out. That press statement announcing the creation of the esports league. Take us through a bit of that. What's the esports league? When we say esports, let's start from there. When we say esports, what's esports?
Esports is basically two words or an acronym of electronic and sports.
Right.
So the E is electronic and the sports, as we know in sports. Just that it is the competitive play of video games in a nutshell. And it offers opportunities for us to leverage technology, youth, and then also an avenue where an ecosystem of different stakeholders can come together to play. So we have tournament organizers, platform for rankings. We have media as well coming in, and this is what the future of sports looks like. Because currently we are in the digital space, and esports is basically also digital sports.
Right. So you released a press statement a few weeks ago announcing the esports league. What is the esports league and what is it about?
For years, we've been trying to build the esports ecosystem in Ghana. It's spearheaded by the association. We've been around for almost more than 10 years.
Okay.
We haven't been able to build a structured ecosystem where all the stakeholders can play, meaning the players, the organizers, the teams to participate. Although there have been, let's say, events or tournaments, esports tournament, which has been one-off event. You can talk about the MTN Conquest, Jumia, TCL event, all these big events, and even we have the Accra Esports League. They come and go, but there's nothing like a consistent, structured environment where the players can really play and we can see their progress over time, and also build an ecosystem where these players can play in the international space, because these are the standards by which we are using. So the GEL, which is the Ghana Esports League, is just the right foundational framework for our esports ecosystem.
Right. Let me bring in Kalino Calepson, who's the Deputy Director of Operations EAG. Kalino, let's look at the esports league. How is the esports league going to run? You know, how do we know the teams that are going to play? How do teams get to know they've qualified to play? Take us through the modalities around the esports league.
Okay, so often we try and aspire to look forward to what is being done on the international stage, and most of our players yearn to have that kind of setup when they are playing locally and grooming in Ghana as well. So we decided to brainstorm and have an open 16 team slot for every esports team to be able to register for the preseason. So what we are actually doing this August is the preseason in preparation to the new release that will be coming around September thereabout for the 2026 games that they'll be launching. So we just want the esports teams to register, come on board with their players, for them to prepare themselves mentally and technically, and for other stakeholders to also scout for players, so that when the new release comes out, the breakdown will be very easy for teams to register for it. Also, it's going to be a very nice and powerful setup. Already we've started our media shoots and everything. Teams have registered. We've gotten the 16 esports teams, which was quite surprising because mostly everyone tries to sit back and watch what goes on in the scene. But this time around, everyone wants to be part of this because it is the Ghana Esports League. And once something like that comes forward, as Kwesi said, we are grooming the grassroots. People want to play on the international stages. So once you're able to show that kind of prowess with this preseason, games that we are having. It gives you, one, the bragging right. 2, it shows that we have competitive players. And then 3, you are able to, walk around with your shoulders high, knowing that you've participated in the preseason of the Ghana Esports League. So it is something very big, something very huge. It is the first of its kind for now, and then everyone is looking forward to it.
Right. Let me bring in Wonder Kid, Frank Bakpo, who a lot of people say, it's a dawn when it comes to, playing the virtual game. I think I should challenge Bakpo one of these.
Hey! I'm down for that.
Right. But Wonder Kid, what's it like, playing for the Black Asteroids and, gaming itself for you? What's the experience like? And for those of us who are not pro like you, how do we become like you? More like it?
Honestly, I would say it's a fun experience because it comes with a lot of traveling.
Right.
There are a lot of tournaments held locally here in Ghana, but I feel like they are, like my colleagues have been saying, we want to be seen on the international stage. And as a player for Black Asteroids, we got the opportunity to travel to Dubai to compete for one of the tournaments, which was a 2v2 mode. We played our best, but I didn't make it. And I feel like it gives us exposure, and also I think also motivates other guys to also put in their best, because if the Ghana football team is actually putting in effort to help esports players, I feel like it also motivates other players to come on board. And like you were saying, for people who want to go pro, it takes a lot of time and dedication. You have to really stick to your craft, like everything you do. When it comes to esports, you have to play the game for a long time. You have to sit down, learn the game, take it serious, and if you really dedicate time to the game, you can also turn pro.
Right. Yeah. So you were in Abu Dhabi recently, or you were in Dubai recently?
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
That was a year ago.
But you said you couldn't. The team didn't go far.
Yeah, we made it to it was actually the qualifiers. Okay. And the top 2 were supposed to qualify. We got 3rd place. We tried twice. Didn't go so on the second time, but we're still trying to make it to the way stage.
So on a personal level, where do you think you fell short, and how come, you would know yourself very well and say, well, I'm one of the best players around. How come you had a bit of difficulty moving forward? On a personal level, what were some of the challenges you identified?
Okay, so honestly, I feel like the skill level is not up to par with those in Europe, because there are server issues down here, there are internet issues. To play the game and have fun online, you have to have solid internet. And so far in Ghana, it's only MTN and Starlink that I feel like are able to hold the gamers down. Vodafone Fiber is a good avenue for internet, but when it comes to the particular game we play, FC, that's a football game, it doesn't support the Lagos server. And there are servers that give you the best gameplay. Right. So we in Ghana, we tap in from the Lagos server. People in South Africa tap in from the Johannesburg. There are a lot of servers. And honestly, I feel like on our end, we need very, very good internet to be able to compete with those guys and catch up to their level.
Right. Presdo.
Yes, sir.
your player has, highlighted a few challenges. Yes. How far have you gone to, trying to resolve some of it? Because, if you talk about esports, the game is definitely going to be online, and as much as possible, internet will play a very big role. How far have you gone with addressing these challenges?
Actually, he said the one of the key aspects of the problems we have, not only in Ghana but in Africa in general. Service gives the opportunity for everybody to play on the same pin. And most of the time, when a server is not close to you, right, you are pressing for a goal, but your opponent has scored you already because you are far away. You get it? So there's that's not equal opportunity. So definitely, if he is very good, he can be very skillful at the game, but because of a server issue, right, he will be demoralized because somebody who is not that good somewhere is scoring him because that person is very close to the server and is getting, let's say, MS like 23 or 20, and he is getting MS like 90 or something, right? So server is very crucial, not only in Ghana but in Africa. Thank God recently EA brought a server to Lagos, bringing the pin down a little bit. But that is within the West African ecosystem. But what about playing with somebody in Europe or in US? It still have that issue. The server issue is a multi-natural. It's a collaboration between government, telcos, and other stakeholders, or let's say data centers as well, and then also primarily the publishers, because they own the games. And if they don't build a server close to you, or they don't want to put it, and it's a capital intensive stuff. What we will push for, though we have discussions with MTN, with Vodafone, and even we've been to PAX, which is a data center in Ghana. Main One, as my VP has spoken to the CEO of Main One. Shout out to Maximus. So there are other. We've also have engagement with NITA. Right. So these are at the top level. They are also looking at our ecosystem and seeing, because they could see from their back end that we are playing video games a lot. Right. But how do we build an industry around these video games? The best way to go about it is to build an esports ecosystem, meaning that it's not only players, but you have other stakeholders in the pipeline that can really push. So yes, the government has to come in. It's not only us. The telcos also have to come in. Then also the data centers have to come in. So it's a multi.
So let me ask, how big is esports in Africa, even here in Ghana, and how well have Ghanaians come to embrace the concept of esports, and how many do we have? Lots of Ghanaians playing games and wanting to be part of the esports family.
You see this. This is a phone. There's a number of people on phone playing video games than any other stuff. It is huge, but just that, unfortunately, we don't have data statistics, because that's also is a problem. We don't have data, but that is also is a problem, but it's also an opportunity. So that means that educational institutions, marketing institutions that are into data and research can now come into our space. Hey, we want to research into how many, because we don't have the capacity for us as an esports association to do an entire holistic data research.
I'm asking you that because, if you want the telcos to come in with, some of the specialized requests you want, obviously it's a number game. So you would have to present certain numbers, to make a case for yourself that, well, look, all these guys are going to be playing games. All these guys will require data. All these guys will require this, and that. Then it built a case for you. That's why I'm asking. How well Ghanaians have come to accept esports.
On our side, we have data of gamers because we do number of tournaments and they register. So we have quite a number of data of players that are in our database, and for working with MTN. Working with, let's say, Telecel, working with Airtel Tigo, even before Tigo, before they became Airtel Tigo, we have numbers that we have shown to them that, yes, they are gamers, because anytime they want to launch a product, a data product, they will want to tie it with video games. So that data is there, but I'm talking about data, an holistic data where we want to how many people are in the universities playing, how many people are, and that kind of data needs a lot of collaborative work with different institutions, So on that said, our core principle for having this league is also towards that trend. Because then we can go back to MTN and say, or go back to Telecel, or go back to all these and say, we have 16 teams, 20 teams. We have PUBG teams, 30 PUBG teams. And PUBG alone is played by 5 players. Or Call of Duty. We have Call of Duty teams in almost all the universities. And this is the number of players. So the league starting from FC, which is kind of single 1v1 kind of players, but we are using the professional space because the teams are registered business entities, so contributing to the economy of Ghana.
Right.
So it's not just we picking players from anywhere. Though we have an open circuit league, which is open to anybody of any ranking, but we needed to set up the precedence of professionalism of the space before that.
Right. Now let me come to you, Kalino. So the league is about to start. I know preseason starts this August.
Yeah.
What are their plans? If I want to join, if I want to join any of the teams that will be playing in the league, I think you have 16 already.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to just join, or they already have their players, they've already done their selections and all? Take us through that. If someone is listening to us this morning and wants to join the esports family, how is all of that possible?
All right, so we have esports teams, which are registered organizations in the country, and most of the time we have casual gamers that are just play the game for fun.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, like you. So that is why we are using this avenue to advertise the number of esports teams that we have, for people who are home to realize that, oh no, there is this team that I can actually play for. So we do scouting as well. I mean, the esports teams do scouting. Most of the teams have scouts. They have, like, just how we have the traditional football team, the esports team also operates in that order as well. So we try to put this out there for them to know that there are esports teams that they can play with. So you reach out to them, they have their socials, their handles are out there. And then with the advertisement that we'll be doing, the marketing for the Ghana Esports League, we try to pull those teams out there, even the players that have been registered. I mean, each team has 4 players. So with that, with the preseason, it's just for you to showcase some of those players. Someone might see and be like, I'm better than that player on your team. I will try and register with your team and play for you. Then they approach you, you go through. Someone might like the fact that this team is dominating, so he would like to be affiliated with that esports team. So these are just avenues for people to also come on board and be part of the esports fraternity as well, because casual gamers wouldn't put you on a global stage. But you belonging to a registered esports team means that you have a chance to make it on the international level.
Right. Papo, Wonder Boy, so for somebody who doesn't know how to play, do you have room for grooming those who have the interest but don't have the skill yet? Is there an opportunity for them to learn as well?
Yes, there is. There are a lot of, like, starting from next year, I'll be dropping some tutorial videos to help the people play casually, improve upon their gameplay. So, and I also stream on TikTok. I invite everyone to join my page on TikTok, because from there, like I said, next year I'll be dropping tips for people. A lot of people have been telling me, oh, I want to go pro, I want to learn how to play the game. But I mean, you have to start from somewhere. You have to learn from someone to improve upon your skill. Me, like this, I'm a pro, but I still learn from other pros as well. So there's always room to learn.
So how far do you see yourself going with esports, in terms of going pro and, you know, possibly going above pro? You know, how far do you see yourself going with esports in the next few years?
Esports has actually already done a lot for me. I started playing at a very young age. I won my first tournament at 16.
So you are the gangbe.
You can classify me as such.
Right.
But I started playing from a very, very young age. Honestly, after JHS, I never went home for money. Esports put me through university, SHS. I paid everything myself with esports. I've played a lot of tournaments. I've played a lot of tournaments. And from now, the next stage, obviously, is trying to go pro on the world stage. And I feel like with the collaboration of all the managers and the teams coming together to form the league, it will actually improve our skill level and take us to the next stage.
Right. My final 2 questions before we go. Are you recognized by the NSA?
We've had talks. I don't think that the NSA has... yes, we've engaged with the NSA on certain meetings. There's a lot of bureaucratic and I would say politics. So this is media. So whether we are recognized by the NSC or not, yes, we will keep it going.
It's in the works.
Yes, but I just wanted to buttress what Papo also said. One of the things that we have in Ghana that is a lot of Ghanaians parents see esports as dysfunctional.
Okay.
It will spoil the kids. Just like you say, back in the day, say Game Boy.
Yeah.
But there's a new era. When football was getting to where it is now, when you go and play in the field and you come back, your parents will beat you. Now, there are football academies. They have esports academies here as well. And our teams are building an ecosystem where everybody can play. It's not only about the players. When we talk about esports, it's not only about people sitting behind PCs and playing. The back end of it is a whole spectrum of professionals and experts.
Okay.
Because you need to connect computers and you need network engineering to do that. You need to create graphics and you need graphics guys, graphic designers to do that. You need motion graphic designers. That is different from the graphic designer to do. So there's a spectrum of professional skills work.
Okay.
You need people to manage the players, and that is also there. Apart from that, you will need tournament platforms, right? And that is programming. Somebody to program the platform, how all these enter it. So for us, it's an entire ecosystem that we are building, from technical to to the play of the game.
Okay.
And then also, shout out to Letty Art. We are also building an ecosystem where our local indigenous games comes into our league, so we can play. So those developing the league, the local games, can have an industry that thrives, because then they have people playing the league.
Right. Right. My final question to you, Kwesi, are there two esports federations? Because I'm told there's an
yes,
esports federation.
yes. There is.
And there's esports association.
There is.
What's the difference?
Okay, so they are institutions or organizations.
Okay.
Now, there is the Ghana Esports Federation, and there is the Esports Federation of Ghana.
Okay.
And then there is, so there are two federations.
Okay.
There's one that is recognized, one that is, well, I won't say, but then there is the Ghana Esports Association Ghana.
Okay.
The Esports Association Ghana is tied to one of the federation, which is the Ghana Esports Federation, which is the one that were mandated by the Ministry of Youth and Sports to set up.
Right.
There's registration document. It is out there. When you go and check the registered journal, you'll find Ghana Esports Federation, and then you will find Esports Federation Ghana.
Right.
The media can do their work and investigate and find out and ask who is recognized.
Well, I wish we had a longer time to get into a bit of that, but I'm sure next time you get on the show, we'll start from there, so I can get into
yes.
it.
I mean, there is always a room for knowledge sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Kwakpo, your final words before we take the show home.
Yeah. So I want to encourage everyone who's trying to get into esports to get into esports now, because as much as it can help you in a lot of things, it's also very, very profitable. As you are speaking now, an esports World Cup is going on in Saudi Arabia, and the pot price is $7 million.
Wow.
$7 million.
Wow.
So
That's a pot price.
That's a very big pot price, and it's like it goes for a lot of games. They are playing a lot of games. They are playing FIFA. They are playing Mortal Kombat. So I mean, there are people out there who do not enjoy football games, but maybe their niche is fighting games. There are people who enjoy shooter games. So I feel like if there's someone out there who's thinking about joining esports,
But that someone, how does he start? How does he get in?
No,
Where
just
does he
a
start?
passion. You have the passion to play the game.
Okay, so on the console, and then you connect.
Yeah, you just need console and then an internet service,
and then that's it.
all. You
Yeah,
start
so with that it's 70 million.
It's 70 million.
70 million.
70 million.
That's the pot price.
Yeah, $70 million.
$70 million. Yeah,
And
yeah.
even
That's the pot
if
price?
Yeah, that's the pot price.
Wow.
And the amazing thing is that the ranking is such that even if you are maybe 8th or 10th, you still get some big amount of money.
It's a huge pot.
Yes, very, very huge pot.
But to talk about how do you find, one, you build esports by passion. You love to play the game, but the key thing is to find communities and join.
Right.
Yes.
Because you can't sit in your room and say, I'm the best. You need to find communities. Yes, you need to come out also to come and play. I always say that you can't be a champion in your room.
Right.
You need to, if there's a tournament out there, step out and come and play. That's the only way for you. If he At the time he didn't step out to come and play in the public, he wouldn't have been noticed. And there are so many good players out there. Yeah.
Right. Kalino, your final words?
All right, I would like to list out some of the esports teams so that people know. We have After 6 Esports, Canvic Records, Endgame Time, NZ Gaming, Gatsby, Cab, Modern Row Esports, Osmos, Play Province, Plus Legends, Prime Lords, Provella, Roots Esports, Showtime, Ultimate Foot Hub, Virtual Union. I entreat everyone to try and be part of this esports team for bigger and better opportunities as well.
Right. Thank you very much, Kwesi Hayford, President, Esports Association Ghana, Kalino Calebson, Deputy Director of Operations, Esports Association Ghana, and he's the CEO of Ace Gamers Esports, and then Frank Wonderkid Bakpo, his national team player. And he's also a very good virtual player as well. A big thank you to you guys for joining me on the show this morning.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll be back some other time for us to get into a few other matters. But as for Pakpomi and him, we'll start talking immediately.
This match, This match for Deji. You go call trouble for yourself.
Right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, that's all for today's show. And this is where we draw the curtain down of today's edition of Sporty Breakfast. Ghana's #1, Ghana's only